All right, Cyber Traders, welcome. I'm back here this Wednesday afternoon, January 25th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We got the Shopify trade running finally. I say finally because, I mean, hey, it's been a bit of a choppy mess here, choppy shop trade. So great to see Brian, Michael, Leda. We had John just before, Ron, all of which could hear me loud and clear. Perfect, Mario included. And if you're just rejoining us on social media, Facebook Live or YouTube, welcome on back as well. So, folks, let's hop to it. We got the Phase 2 stock course class concluding today at 3:05 Eastern Time. I'll teach you basically how to study and plan ahead, not just, filling out the journal and all of basically what I'll label as data entry type of work. That's all kind of basic and simple. But how could you best study, like putting in some extracurricular hours and best have a good understanding as to why a stock made the actual move that it made? Really quick question. And there's no shame if you're not joining me live, folks. That's why we record them. And as well, I mean, hey, if you're looking to trade going into the close, we're not going to be focused on trading live. So if you're going to trade yourself, by all measures, don't join me. But really quick, for all of us inside the live trading room, anyone definitively joining me later on today at 3 o'clock? Let me know. Got a quick question for you here. For anyone joining me live right now at 3 or later on today at 3 o'clock Eastern Time for the Phase 2 class, Barbara, Bill, and Phil. Okay, so all I need is 3 there. We're going to have plenty more join us. But a little quick question. It's going to sound very odd, so pardon me here. So for Barbara, Bill, and Phil, those 3 in particular, since they answered first, do me a favor. Pick a number from 1 to 30, each of you. From Barbara, Bill, and Phil. Pick a number each from 1 to 30. 5, 27, and 23. Unfortunately, we're not playing Mega Millions tonight. I apologize. But nevertheless, though, we're going to be coming back to that in class later on today. So I'll leave us with a little tease, and we'll come back to 5, 27, 23 in class. Now, with that in mind, though, Shopify making a strong move, finally broke above 47, made a very strong pop off it, and making the perfect type of run that you'd want to see it make. But man, this thing was a bit of a choppy mess throughout the day. Took a while to get the gears going. I don't think that we'll even look to cover Shopify as much as we'll cover other stocks. But, Shopify into the afternoon and putting this on our watch list at least, goes right on top. How could we not? So we'll do just that. And what we'll do is just go from top to bottom now. Really, we'll see what's on the gainers and losers lists here. Phil with 1.168. All right, well, we'll go between 1 and 2 if we have other stocks to go through, but let's go from top to bottom here, starting off with number 1, Phil. ALTI, now this is trading a really thin volume on the book. I think early this morning it was up big, but trading 100,000 shares. That's it. You really shouldn't be focused on something trading that thin volume. Made a little pump up and whatnot, but it's completely a gamble stock. I mean, hey, I don't want to say you have a better chance at winning Mega Millions, but, this is basically the same thing as gambling, right? So, it ended up making a bit of a dump off. Now, I guess suddenly making a low volume pop back up, but there's other stocks out there. You could certainly say the same, even furthermore on this Bauer trade, BAER. Bigger and better fish in the sea to catch. This GOVX trade ended up making a nice run for us, after the morning class at 11:30, broke higher off of 90 cents. A cheapie, ran up really well, though, up over $1, hit a high off of 139. Now at this point, though, lower highs, breaking support there a bit. So, I'm not too particular about this for the close, but, maybe keep it on your side list for this week. Maybe tomorrow morning, make another run back up, possible. We just saw what happened on the Cosmo trade earlier today, and we'll get to that. So, we keep going through, but SNOA, SNOA, this ended up making the type of move, unfortunately, that I was alluding that it typically makes. This is like a pop and drop type of stock to the highest level. This thing, since I've been with Fausto over, I don't know how long, maybe that full 8.5 years, but, for a long time, this thing has been dumping off and making these head fakes and pop and drops off of news. So you don't want to get stuck holding on to this type of trade. I was, kind of warning us about that heading into the open. So it ran up a little bit here, broke above little chart resistance off of 222. Moved up pretty nicely from that point, but ended up falling flat after. All right, what else we got here, though, in the meantime? The ATNF, got to jump this back to a daily. There we go. So ATNF, hey, talking about a stock that looks pretty strong right now. It's making a higher low off of 450, 455, and, trying to get back up there right now. Bit of a thin book, so we need to be careful there. But actually, let me bring up level 4 while I'm at it for any of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter. But, with that, you could see, well, it ended up topping off right around 525, 530-ish, and it pulled back. Bit of an iceberg order that showed up on the bid, pretty much right where it bottomed out at, not at 450, which you'd expect, but at 452, 453, and it was for about like 14, 15,000 shares. Pretty interesting to see that it like made that perfect drop down towards that price. Didn't break under that 450, but kind of hit 452, bing, and right back up. In fact, it looks like they pulled their order. I may have placed it a bit lower to try and support the move just ahead. But, we'll see if this could really look to begin to pop back up higher. I often say this, but seeing support hold doesn't make us money. It's seeing the stock make the big pop back up after the higher high, right? So, it's strong enough for us to at least put on our main list, right? With the Shopify trade. Stock also has taken a huge hit over the last year plus, if anything, right? So, much like the SNOA trade, I'm sure, this will fall hard pretty much or pretty quickly as well. All right. I mean, speaking of ENSC, right back down. I ended up actually catching this right before class started. This is the trade that ended up trimming my losses down. I ended up taking a couple more, though, at least going into the early afternoon. I'm down $67 right now. So I'm going to finish up my day as is. I'm not going to look to trade while I'm in class. We're going to be going over at least some of the moves from this morning. So it's a shame, but hey, we live to see another day. Ended up making a nice pop off of that dollar level, though. I certainly could have held on a lot longer and, really flipped my day around. But like I said, I don't like teaching when I'm trading. I mean, we have the phase 3 class next week for that, but I didn't want to. It shoulda, coulda, woulda. But nonetheless, though, I mean, hey, again, I'm happy I didn't get stuck holding on to that trade either way, all the way through. And it's just dropping lower and lower now at this point. Let's see what else we got here, folks. FWBI. LKCO. There's the Shopify trades on the gainer side up near 12% right now. Natural gas ETF coal, this thing's been on a huge squeeze the last month and a half, if not longer, right? Since like really early to mid-December. But at this point, it's not a day trade, it's a swing trade. We've said that like 2 weeks ago. Just once the order book thins out like this, you really can't trade an ETF to begin with based off order book volume, looking at level 3. Level 4, I always say, is like your best bet. But once the spread opens up that much more, just there's other ones to follow. There's better stocks to trade, if anything, companies. All right, let's just see what else is on the gainer side, because with the market squeezing up a little bit like this up towards 400, the SPY, perhaps we'll find some good stocks that might be up like that 4, 5, 6, 7% here. I don't really see much else here. Again, there could be a lot more that's down that sneaky amount. So, we'll check out Benzinga Pro just at least to wrap up. But let's hop over to the loser side, seeing if there's anything looking just as good, from there. PGEN down about 22%. It's trying to dead cat bounce right now a small bit, but if it was down more percentage-wise, I'd be more interested in giving this a follow. Listen, if it's down 10%, 20%, it might squeeze up a little bit more, but I just feel like there's better trades now. If it was down more percentage-wise, I feel like there's more opportunity. But, yeah. All right. EXTR, same to be said there. At this stage, I'm really looking for stocks. If it's on the loser side, at least, for it to be shortable, something that, is near the lows of the day, continuing on the way down. Natural gas ETF, inverse to cold. You got the boils. So, if you're really itching to trade natural gas, if you're really trying to go for it, this would be the one to try and do on the short side. All right, I'll tell you, folks. I mean, hey, the markets are squeezing up a little bit. Ended up recovering from this morning slightly. So, I doubted that I was going to be able to find anything name brand on the loser side here. RUN. We looked at that a moment ago, actually, but it's kind of squeezing back up a small amount. Again, nothing really too much to write home about there. All right, from Mike and Dave, I think they're all settled on YouTube right now. From Brian on Boyle, Phil spelling Tesla. You got a swing trade on that one. All right, let me just check Benzinga Pro here and we'll wrap up. There we go. ARDS trying to make a squeeze off of $1, but it's been trying to make that squeeze for the last 5.5 hours now. So you don't want to get stuck watching that really if it does nothing. So maybe on the side list, you write that down. FUV, it's trying to go up a little bit. I mean, it's up over 5% currently. I just feel like the volume is kind of inconsistent minute by minute there. PIK. All right, now we're scratching the bottom of the barrel, you could tell. All right, folks, I think that's going to wrap it up here for the meantime. So, hey, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live or YouTube, I appreciate you sticking with me each and every day. And, of course, just throughout this week, I believe up until Friday, I'm going to be doing the morning meeting with Fausto or in substitution for him. So, hey, if you have any other questions before joining us inside our live trading room, feel more than free to shoot me a quick email. Always like to post it here at the end of these streams. Josh@c2trading.com. Otherwise, though, if you wanted to join us inside our live trading room, take our trial for a week long for $9, just go right down to the link on the green banner below right there. We do live audio commentary from 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern, then from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern each day. I got to refill up on water before I teach class, at least. Rich will be on the mic tagging in for the members inside our live trading room. All right, so for all of us there right now, I'll post the pics, and then those of us just joining me in class, I look forward to seeing you there. Take care.